Bonjour everyone, so this time I have for you my holiday haul. So I'm gonna show you everything I bought during my holiday time. I bought, I have 9 models to show to you, from different brands that I bought at different time. And I'm gonna show you in a chronological order, but the inverted one. So I'm gonna show the last one that I bought, etc., etc. So we're gonna start with this. It's a Hot Wheel that I bought in a gas station. I mean, in a, how do we call that? A resting area, on the highway. Anyway, that was near the Le Mans. Yes, the same Le Mans of the 24 hours of Le Mans. Anyway, that's the only one that I bought because, yep, that's what I paid for this. But to be honest, I didn't have many more things that I wanted anyway. I'm gonna try to not spend too much time on each car because, well, I don't want to have a video which is too long. So you can see what it is. I don't know from which case it is, and I don't really care, to be honest. So I'm gonna try to open it nicely. I'm gonna edit that part actually. So I think that this is a fairly recent casting. I remember the first one being in blue, and maybe there were a second one in silver. I'm not sure about that one, but in any case, that's the first one that I have. So being a 72 Corvette, that would be the C3, the third generation, but an early one, which you can tell because both the front and back bumper are in chrome. Later on they were plastic. I mean on the real car. Obviously it's chrome plastic, but I mean on the actual car. So what can I say about this? It's in a nice color with some chrome, like I said. We have some lens headlight, which are part of the we have some lens headlight which are part of the window piece. We have an interior which is, let's say that the seats are nicely molded, and that's pretty much the only thing I can say, because the rest is, well, you can see by yourself. So we have some nice tempo on the front, on the back. If you can't see anything, that's better. License plate. And that was the first one. So next up, we have another Hot Wheel which I bought in a supermarket, and this one I paid I think almost half as less as this one, if I remember correctly. So you can see again what it is. So here it is, a nice classic silver color, nice detail on the front. Wheel are okay, I think they are not too bad. We have the correct license plate, and underneath, it's nice. Next up, we're gonna change We're gonna move to another brand. Now, still at this same supermarket, I found this. These Burago 1/64 scale, although they are twins. In fact, they even admit it that they are not. Cannot see everything. Yes, you can see they admit that they are 2-inch and not 1/64 scale. Anyway, in that store they also had the other Burago 2-inch or the Burago 1/64 scale. They are very lineup, but they were quite expensive, so no, I didn't pick them up, and I don't like Ferrari that much, so that was another reason to not pick them. Anyway, I'm gonna show you a bit better. And voila. That one will be easy to open, I think, unlike Hot Wheels. Okay, so we are back. It's big. They didn't say the year on which, I mean, the year of this particular Volkswagen Type Q T1, but I think that it's not an early one, because early one started in the late 40s, early 50s, but this one is more from the 60s because it got the bigger taillight, which are round, and the first one were round too, but they were smaller. So this one is a bit in a custom vibe, with some Fuchs style rims. Now they are generic wheels that you can see on Burago models. And I think, yes, we have an opening part, and it's nicely molded, no paint or whatever else, but it's fairly good. Can I try to see the inside? Oh, it's nice, we don't have a window. And also, does it? Yes, that part which is meant to be, oh, does it? Yes, it's meant to be window on the rail one, but here I think it's only, yes, it's paint, which is fine, I guess. Or maybe not, actually, I don't like that. So that was this one. We're already 9 minutes in and I've only shown 3 cars. That's not good. So next up I bought some, oh, and by the way, if you wonder what did I pay for this one, I think I paid something like €4, something like that. Anyway, now we're gonna move to some Norev. I've all bought them in a diecast shop, yes, in Paris actually. Before I went, I moved to Paris for my holiday. I think that was the day where actually the Olympics started, and we didn't want to deal with anything related to that. Anyway, so I bought some Norev. I bought at least, I'm gonna count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And I bought them for €5, and one was 10. I'll get to one was more expensive. Anyway, we have this one. So they are current Norev, maybe not the newest one, but they are fairly recent. You can see what it is. This casting is 3-inch. I say that because some Norev casting are 3-inch and some are 2/164. I will mention which one is which. Okay, so we have the nice little Mini. I mean, it's not so little because, like I said, it's not 2/164 scale, but anyway, we're gonna try to forget that point and focus on, speaking of focus, yes, to focus on the model itself and the nice part about it. So the nice part that it's nicely done. We have lens and light on the front, not in the back, but we have some nice painted detail. We have rubber tires, automatic wheel. Do it have suspension? No. And it's a plastic base, you can see. So underneath, nothing major to mention about that. Interior look good from what I can see, but because we have the windows with the glass, I can't see too much, but it seems fine to me. So next up, we're gonna move to another Mini, but a newer one. It doesn't say anything, that's nice. But that would be the so that's the new Mini, even though the new Mini is now more than 20 years old, but I think that it's the facelift one which came in 2006 or something like that. Okay, so nice color. I think it's a coupe. Yes. Nice wheel. We don't have rubber tires because usually they are only on the vintage car for some reason. But we do have the other nice touch. Oh, this one has suspension because it's an older tooling. It was made when actually the car was new. So I'm guessing it was sold as a dealership model, and then Norev kept this tooling, and voila. Interior is pretty good, except on the door where there's nothing, but other than that, dashboard look fine. Again, it's kinda hard to see, but especially if I move too much. Nope, we can't see anything. That's nice. Anyway, next up we're gonna move to this one, the Renault Twingo. Quite an iconic French car and European car, I must say, of the early 90s. It came out in 92 and was sold all the way to 2007. And there were 3 more generations, and it's still going on. Does it say anything? Yes, it's a 2004, so it's one of, so they kept making it, but they facelifted a few different times. Yes, a few different times over the year. and changed a few things, but overall the shape stayed the same. And the reason behind that is that it became quite an iconic looking car. So it's another casting which was made back when this car was still on sale. So I think, oh no, it doesn't have suspension anymore, but you can see that it used to have suspension and also a metal base, but this one doesn't. So yes, that quite iconic. I say iconic because I'm European. Of course, American won't won't have any type of memories with them, of course. But well, except the one which really knows car. But other than that, so we have again the lens headlight on the front. Now that part in black is not plastic, it's painted. On the real car, the early car were the bumper were full plastic, but like I said, with the multiple facelift, they ended being half painted, and in some Team 11 they were all painted. Again, the automatic wheels, which were not on all models, I think it was on the more fancier one. And we have the sliding roof, again something that was available on the real car. Early one were actually a canvas top, but later on they went for that glass roof. And you can see the interior. Now you're gonna say that it looked basic, but actually it's fairly similar to what the real car was, because it was quite a basic car and quite an innovative car, because it was seen a bit like a minivan, but in very little, where you could move the seat and you had a lot of space inside, despite being a quite small car. So anyway, that was the Renault Twingo one for you. Next up, we're gonna move to... So the next one will be this one. So we have a 2023 Renault Kangoo in a French firefighter livery, as you can see here, pompier, so that's firefighter in French. So being a 2023 Kangoo, that would be the third gen, which came out in 2023. The Renault Kangoo is, it's pretty much a panel van, but they came in a passenger van variant, a bit like a minivan. In fact, the only car like this in America, I think, would be the Ford Transit Connect, but here in Europe they are quite common. I do have a more Kangoo from other gen to compare it. I'm gonna, or at least I've got one other one. I'm gonna show them just after, not for very long, but anyway. Back to the casting. So I think that this one is fantastic because first of all it got the lens headlight, and I mentioned that because in the very recent casting from Norev, for the modern car at least, they don't do the lens headlight anymore, because usually, like I mentioned in a previous video, I think, because now headlights have a complex shape inside of them, Norev don't find it too difficult to reproduce the headlight with lens at this for something of their price point at least. But this time they try, and it's look very nice. And so we have also some very nice looking steel wheels with some little hubcaps. We have the bumper, which are plastic like on the wheel car, so it's fine. And yes, overall it looks very nice. Taillights are very nicely tempered too. So yes, overall it's, I didn't show the interior too much. Yes, it looks nice. So hold on a second, I'm gonna pick the other one. Okay, so you can see two of them. Oh, I forgot to mention that this was not to scale. This is up to scale, I mean 64, and this one is not either. Anyway, so you can see, so the second gen and the third gen. Now I also did the first gen. I don't have this one for yet, but you can see that this one had an opening sliding doors, which is pretty nice, I think. So you can see how they, I'm gonna do it this way, sorry about that. Anyway, so next up we're gonna move to one which I was, when I knew that Norev did this casting, I was hoping to find it, and so it's this one. It's a 1986 Citroen AX, like you can see right here. This is a new casting, so it's into scale. So the Citroen AX is a little car from Citroen from the 80s to 90s. It's maybe not the most iconic one, but I quite like it. It's so small, I like it. And like the wheel, again, they are authentic. They are not rubber though, that's a bit disappointing, but that's fine. We have the plastic bumper, the lens red light. That's better, that's why. Yes, it's nice. It's hard to tell, but inside, yes, because it's a true Citroen, despite being from the 80s, we can see the single spoke steering wheel, which was a bit of a trademark of the older Citroen, before they went a bit more boring. I mean, maybe not boring, but a bit more trying to make car like other one did car, and not in their unique ways, like on the CX, the DS, and whatnot. And the last one, but definitely not the least, so that one's the one which I paid more, and you will get to see why. Yep, it's a big one. So it's another Citroen, and it's a, you can see, Citroen Jumper from 2002, and it's a camping car, or a camper van, RV, whatever you want to call that type of vehicle. So if I remember correctly, that's a casting from the 3-inch era, but I think that they did it in 64 scale, if I remember correctly. Or yes, sometimes you're gonna see you have some sand on the box, because like I said, I bought them during holidays, and I took some picture of some of my model on the beach. So please stay until the very end to watch these picture, please. So it's a big chunk of metal, like some like very much, because we'll get to that, because everything is made out of metal except this, and the bottom is plastic, but that's fine. I wonder if the first release was in metal base. I don't know, to be honest, but we still have suspension. We have nice authentic wheels. They are basic because outside of the fact that it's a camping car, the jumper, it was pretty much well, a van, a utility van. So it's still a basic vehicle. You know, like in the US, you had a camping car made on the Ford Econoline, yes, and GMC Savannah and whatnot. That's the same situation here, but because it's Europe, it's a Citroen. So we're gonna see the interior of it. Seats are nice. Dashboard is pretty nice too. I mean, it's almost attached to the dashboard, but I can see that there's some hair passing through, so it's nice. We can see the inside with some seat, a table, what looked like to me a kitchen with a sink, sorry. Maybe it's very dark, I can't see anything, but from what I can see, I think it's a bed, maybe. And here we have a bike rack with a little bike. That's a very cute accessory, I like it. Now it doesn't stay on it very well, that's an issue. I mean, it did in the first place, but then I took it off and now it's kinda hard to put it back on. That'd be fine, I think. Oh, by the way, I didn't do any suspension test, sorry about that, but yes, it's pretty nice. Anyway, on that, why does it this way? Not better. So on that, thanks for watching.